got her needles, her threads, her crafty flair, with a hoop in her hand and a smile so wide she's
Hello, hi FlossTube, welcome to Rose Cottage Creates. My name's Emma and we are back again. It is Thursday the 26th of March and today is a super exciting day because it's my 1 year flossaversary. Yay! So a whole year here on the channel. Wow, what can I say? What a year, what a whirlwind. Thank you so much to everyone that's joined me along the whole journey or popped in halfway through or just joining me now. Thank you everyone. Well, it's been amazing. What a journey, what an experience. And yeah, gosh, the year's gone in the blink of an eye really. So yeah, I don't know how we got here already, but in case I haven't said already, this is episode 19. I am back a little bit earlier. I think it was about 2 weeks ago that I posted last time. But obviously I did say I'd be back today for to mark the special occasion. I thought it would be nice to actually pop on and film today. To celebrate the year in this community and all what lovely things cross stitching's brought this year. And here's to many, many more, hopefully. So yeah, for anyone that's subscribed or like I say, anyone that's followed me from the start, thank you. Thank you for sticking with me and putting up with me for a year. I hope you've enjoyed them. I dread to go back and see the first video now because I'm sure, yeah, it's not nice watching yourself back at the best of times. But a year ago when I was a real newbie and just starting out, I don't think I'd want to go back and rewatch that once. So how are we all? Are we all good? We're very good. We're looking forward to Easter, our Easter holidays here in the UK. So it's Alfie's last day in school tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, he finishes early. It's only a short day. He's finishing I think at 12:30 and he's doing food tech at the moment as well. So he's going in to make pizzas tomorrow, which will be lovely. So I had to dash out this morning buying pizza toppings and French baguettes and cheese and all that kind of good stuff. So, so he's looking forward to doing that. And then he's off school for 2 weeks. So that'll be nice. He's looking forward to having a bit of time off. He's been a bit run down at the moment. I think, I don't know, there's a lot going around, isn't there? I feel like everyone sort of towards the end of term, it's kind of everyone sort of goes and takes a bit of a nosedive, and he does an awful lot of after school activities and things. So I think he's just tired. I think he just needs a break. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie, I think I'm looking forward to that alarm clock not going off so early in the mornings. So yeah, hopefully we'll do some nice things over the next fortnight. Hopefully the weather will be nice as well. So we had a gorgeous day the other weekend. It was absolutely glorious. We actually went out without a coat on, which was a rarity here in England. Just a nice thick jumper, but yeah, it was lovely. And then the last 2 days, yesterday and the day before, it took a turn and I felt like we were in the midst of a storm. It was horrendous. So it's a bit drier and a bit brighter today. So anyway, let's crack on. You don't want to be hearing all my life story, do you? So I'll give you a little run through of what we're going to do today, what you can expect. So obviously we're going to be talking all stitching, or what I've been up to, new starts, fully finishes, Easter, because everything's Easter and spring at the moment. We will have a giveaway. Of course, we will have a giveaway to celebrate this whole 1 year. I will also at the very end, I'll run some pictures along. So I've done a big Easter display in the house. I always go a bit crazy, and every theme a season we kind of set out this, well, I go a bit mad and decorate. So I thought I'll run all the pictures through at the very end. And what I'll also do is my intro song, because it's gotten so much love, my intro song. So somebody did ask if I could play the whole song through. So at the very, very end, I'll run all my pictures through and hopefully I'll run the entire song. So if you are interested in hearing that, then stay tuned. We'll put that in at the end. And also what I did think I'd talk about a little bit today is a lot of people had contacted me and asked about things that I use, things that I like, tools, books, anything like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I am no expert. I've only been cross-stitching myself now for, I think it was the January I started, so just over a year and a couple of months. But I've always done a lot of crafting, and as you all know, I've done a lot of embroidery for many, many years before. So I'm not going to do like a how-to video because I'm sure there's plenty out there for you to see, but I'm just going to talk a few bits of maybe like things that I use that I find helpful. If you want to stay around and listen to that, or if you want to just fast forward me, you choose. I'm fine with whatever. So yeah, let's get started then. So I have been still impressing myself. I am still on it with my book of days, still filling it in every day, which is a miracle for me. So what we're up to now, coming up to the end of March, and I am still on it. So yeah, stitched every day. Last time I filmed, I was, well, I think I'd already started some of these patterns. Well, I know I had. It was the Annie B's Blooming Bunnies trio. So I'd been stitching away on these. I wanted to get them done in time for Easter. So straight after I had filmed my last FlossTube, I got started with Bloom. Just wondering whether that was a new start. It could well have been. So I'd done Hop Hop, that one there at the top with the bunny, and then I thought I'd get Bloom done. And then there's just the big, so that one that's left there, the big bunny. And confession, I actually haven't even started that one. I don't know, I've loved the patterns, really love them. But it's sometimes I think maybe doing all three of a series is just a little bit too much. Or it was for me anyway. I just thought, because it was all sort of the same theme, and I don't know, maybe I was just a bit tired of seeing rabbits, which I love rabbits, so don't get me wrong. I think I'd had my fill. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'd had my fill of this pattern. So I did do the two, which I am happy to say are now complete. So let me just grab them and show you. I've got a table stacked high here next to me. So there is first one, Hop Hop. So that's the backing fabric. So I've just got some pale white with pale pink spots, which I thought was quite cute, with the pom-pom trim. And these were, now I'd showed these in one of my previous FlossTubes. I'd bought these pom-poms. The make of them is Rico. I think it's Rico Designs. They do wool and all crafty bits and bobs, and they've done these packs of pom-poms. So I have just pushed these pins in, these dressmaking pins that I'd bought, and stuck them in there, and I thought the colours were quite cute together, and it reminds me of the little bunny's fluffy tail. So that's the first one, Hop Hop, done and complete. I've just used this toy stuffing, is it polyfill, in this one. I haven't overstuffed. Sometimes I stuff them quite a lot, and then they're quite they're full, but then they're quite plump. I kind of wanted that one just a little bit flatter. I thought I'd go for that for a change. But yeah, so this is on the Easter display, which, like I say, you'll see at the very end. But yeah, love it. That was on, now what linen did I do that? It was a very pale pink. Oh, I can see it. I'll just grab it unless I've wrote it in my notes, which I may well have done. So I keep a tiny book, just this little notebook, and I write down, even though I've got my book of days, well, I'd actually started this last year before I had a book of days. So I just write down sort of like the date when I start a project, the project's name, the designer, what fabric it's on, and then if I've changed any of the colours, threads, or if I've stuck with them. And I just find it really easy to go back to, because, you know, if I just wanted to know that there was a certain linen, like I say, I could now well easily put that all into the book of days, but I'd already kept this going from the very start of my cross stitching journey, so I've carried on with that. So the Blooming Bunnies trio is on my usual, my 36 count sandcastle linen. So I'm not, is that Picture This Plus or Weeks Dye Works? I've just got sandcastle, which isn't very helpful to you, I'm sorry, but it is. It's just a lovely pale pink. There's no mottling, it's just a flat colour, which sometimes you just want something plain, don't you? So that's the first one. So that's Hop Hop, which is complete. I'm going to just pop that behind me, actually. Oh, so I don't have to put them on the floor. So the next one, what I went on to was Bloom. So again, I've made this in a long pillow again. 2 crazy pom-poms. I thought the crazy pink one would look quite cool with it, actually. I've used that fabric, so it's a stripy one, still the same. They were just sort of scrap bits of fabric that I'd bought from, it's actually a shop in Llandudno in Wales called the Emporium. I think I'd mentioned it again in one of my other floss tubes. So she is on Facebook. I think she has got a website as well. Oh, but she is so wonderful. The lady was just, she couldn't have been any nicer. So I don't live near Llandudno, but she was like my personal shopper. She went through everything with me, asked me what I wanted. She took pictures. She sent millions of pictures for me. And it was literally like a personal shopper. So I just went through, I was like, okay, can you show me what buttons you've got? Can you show me which embellishments you've got? And she'd just take picture after picture and I'd be like, yep, I'll take that one. No, not really that one. And she's packaged everything up for me so beautifully. And I just paid her by PayPal, paid for the postage, and she shipped it, and it was wonderful. Now, the only way I can explain what the shop is like, it's kind of like a second-hand shop, charity shop. She will sell your craft items that you no longer use or need. Obviously, I think she sells her own stuff. I think majority of it's new. Oh, but what she hasn't got in that shop, it blew my mind. So she had packs of fabric. So that one that I just showed you, the spotty one, and then this one was in a pack with that together. I'll add her to the most things that I talk about today, I'm going to try and add in the description below, so give that a good read. I'll try and list everything that I can possibly think of, but if I do forget anything or something is not listed there, please just get in touch, let me know, because I do sometimes make mistakes, human error, but I will try and list everyone and everything that I talk about today. Because like I say, even if you don't live near the Emporium, she will be more than willing to help and send pictures and yeah, enable and help you to spend a little bit more of your money that you probably don't need to spend. But it was so great to find things that, some of the stuff I would never have found. If I'd have walked around 10 different shops, not that I would even have that many crafting shops nearby, I still wouldn't have found half of the things that she sells. So yeah, I can't rate her highly enough. So this back to Bloom, sorry, got far too carried away talking about all the exciting things again. So I've just edged this in pale pink rickrack. I had a day, well, kind of an afternoon and an evening the other day. It just rolled on into fully finishing. My gosh, fully finishing takes forever, doesn't it? I'm sure I've spent longer fully finishing my items than I did stitching them. It just took forever, and I stitched on the rickrack. And I know certain things I probably would have been better getting my hot glue gun out, but yeah, I was trying to think I'd be professional, and yeah, it's wasting time really. It took forever. So that's my two little Bloom Annie Bees patterns, if anyone was interested. So they are now both on my Easter display, which I am thrilled about. Then the next, it's been an Easter spring roll at the moment. The next one I got was, I did show this because I was super lucky to buy this on a D-Stash page, and it's Happy Easter by Brenda Gervais with Fine Needle and Thread. As you'll all know, one of my absolute favourite designers. So I was delighted when this one popped up for sale, and obviously had to stitch it straight away. I knew I wanted this one done, and she has not disappointed. I love her. How adorable. Oh, love, love, love. I love more than anything the fabric. Now, I don't, it's such a shame really that majority of it's been chopped off now for it to be in a pillow, but the fabric was, and I've kept the pack it came in, it's Needle Bling Shrekie's Tan, and it is absolutely stunning. I'm just going to put it out there and say I think it is one of my favourite colours of linen, and I know it's not going to pick it up very well here on the camera, and there is some absolute gorgeous mottling. I don't even know how you'd explain it. It's peachy beigey, but oh, it's got like these gorgeous like lighter bits. It's beautiful. It is absolutely lovely. So I wanted to keep, I've probably kept a bit more of a border around this one than normal, because I wanted to try and see as much of the fabric, and I love it. Look at that for a finish. Oh, love. So that is just a plain blue. I was going to do pink, and then I was like, oh, I don't know, because I kind of like the little blue accents in this pattern, and I thought, well, a lot of things are quite pinky, and I thought it'd be nice to have a change. So I went for just the plain blue background, but had this is it seam binding ribbon, and then you wet it and you scrunch it, and it all scrunches, and so it looks like it's ruched. Scrunched it all up, and I had this most gorgeous like peachy colour, and I thought that just pulls everything in so well, because it really matches with the ears and the cheeks. And yeah, I can see obviously when you look sideways there, the colours go so well together. And then I've made these pins for in the top. So that one is just these woolen felt balls that you can get, and then this one I've made with some little beads, some like crafting beads that me and Alfie had in. I think I was could have possibly been making bracelets when he was at primary school for some sale that they were having. So yeah, but again, I thought the colours, the peach and the blue, I thought I'd just tie it in. So I quite like those. So that is stuffed with the corners. I've actually put walnut shells just in the corners, and the rest is polyfill again this time. I always go between sort of polyfill and walnut shells. They're my two things for stuffing. I've done this one a little bit plumper. So like I was saying before, sometimes I want them to have a little bit more weight, or, you know, a little bit more to them. So this one is now proudly on the Easter display as well. But yeah, oh, love it. Absolutely love it. I really enjoy most of her designs, and I just think they're fun. But I'm glad that I went with the choice as well for backing, and like I say, the edging. So yeah, that one is also now on the Easter display. So that was Happy Easter with Thy Needle and Thread, which I was really lucky to get. Right, so Nashville. My gosh, Nashville market. Wasn't there some beautiful releases? Absolutely beautiful. Now, for anyone that follows me on Instagram, there was a spoiler over there. I couldn't help it. I did post. I knew I was going to come on here and talk about it, but I did have to post it because my gosh, what a pattern. I am going to go all out, and like I've just said about that fabric, I'm going to say this is possibly one of my all-time favourite patterns. I've never stitched a Teresa Kogut. I've loved them, love her patterns. I'd never bought one before until I saw this. And the moment I saw it, I just don't know what it is, but oh, that rabbit, The umbrella, the chicks, the rain. Oh, I loved everything about it. Absolutely. And I just got on with it. I stitched and I stitched and I stitched, and I knew it needed to be done. It had to be done. It was going on my display come rain or shine. Quite literally, come rain or shine. If you're in two minds about this pattern, go for it. Go for it. You will not be disappointed. I honestly, oh, I've got my little notes in here. Yeah, can't tell you how much I love it. Absolutely. So that is not the fabric then that I thought. I don't know why I've got that shoved in there, because I thought I'd done it on a different piece of fabric. I think that's from something else. That is, in fact, it's just come to me. That is from something else. So ignore what I'm talking about, and let's just show you. Oh my gosh, look at that. Absolutely. Let's just take a moment, because I love it. Absolutely. Oh, it's just glorious. So I'd finished it. I finished stitching it the other day, and I'd put a picture of it on Instagram. Oh, it's just the fabric. I thought there was a mark on it there, but it's just a bit of the linen. Yeah, I put a picture of it on Instagram the other day, but not in the frame. I'd only stitched it, so I've actually framed it now, and I love it. It was just a frame that I had in. Took the glass out. Obviously, there's no glass in it, but yeah. Oh my god, it's so cute, and I love the fabric. Absolutely love it. So that's what I was looking at, because I thought I didn't want to tell you the wrong thing there. So this one was stitched on, picture this, plus, is it Velt? V-E-L-D-T, Velt, possibly. I hadn't used it. I hadn't used that linen before. Had it in stash, and pretty much as soon as I saw the pattern, I knew I would want to do it on that linen. I just thought it suited it so well, and I love it, and I would be very, very tempted to use that linen again for many different projects. Now the only thing is, and it's not a bad thing, I'm not bothered, it doesn't worry me in the slightest. I know that the chicks are slightly ghosting, slightly. Probably can't see them as well. I think it's because of the green. So a quick funny story. So I was stitching it, and I did change up a couple of the colours. I didn't have all the called for colours, and I was so eager to get this one started that I was like, do you know what, I'm going to make do. I'm going to find some colours that I think will work, and I'm going to go for it. So the chicks might not possibly have been in the called for colour. So I'd stitched it, and then Alfie was sat next to me. So for anyone that doesn't know, Alfie is my son, who will be, well, he's about 12 and a half. He'll be 13 in November. So I said to Alfie, I was like, oh, Alfie, what do you think? I said, what do you think of the chicks? Do you think you can see them all right? Or I know it's fading slightly. And he was like, yeah, no, it looks all right. But you went, what's that? That green. And I was like, oh, that's just the fabric. And he went, I thought it was mould. I was like, oh, great, thanks, Alfie. No, my fabric's not mouldy, Alfie. So yeah, apart from, I don't know whether I can look at it in the same way now. Poor chicks have got mould behind them. Oh, honestly. But yeah, so that did make me chuckle. But I'm fine with them fading out a bit. I mean, you can definitely still see them. And I know it doesn't always pick it up as much on camera. You can definitely see them. And like I say, I'm fine with that. But, oh, it's just adorable. So this is taking pride of place on my Easter table. Yeah. There's just nothing more to say. You can tell my love for this pattern. So it's over on Instagram, not in a frame at the moment. It was just the actual stitch. So we'll have to get a proper proper picture over there now. And it's got a lot of love as well. And I haven't actually seen anyone else's fully stitched yet. I mean, in all fairness though, I surprised myself with this one. I was super speedy. Like, I wasn't stopping until that was done. That had to be done for Easter. It just had to be. And what else have I got to tell you? So they are 3 fully finishes, all done and dusted in time for Easter. I am delighted. Oh, that was an offcut of the fabric. So that was, I can just show you there. So I've just cut. You'll probably see the fabric a bit better. Oh, look at that. That is glorious. Let's hold it up again properly so you can see it much clearer there. Oh, what colours. So the green and the browns and the beige. So there isn't an awful lot left of it. Obviously, I've just cut out what I desperately needed. I don't leave an awful lot of margin. I try to use every inch of my linen. So, I mean, that'll still get a good small on there. So yeah, I've kept that. And that was Velt. Picture this plus, if anyone is interested. So what else did I work on? I went back to my Nordic sampler, which I kept trying to get. I wanted so much of this finished. So I show it a lot. You'll all know it's the Stitchery Sisters. It's Sarah's beautiful Nordic sampler. Now I have seen a couple of people posting this on Instagram of them completing theirs. So people are sort of finishing this one now, which is lovely to see. So I can't remember where I was up to last time, but just quickly, as it's still in the hoop, I'm still down here, still working away. But yeah, I probably haven't worked on this now for about a good week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah, I kind of just put it to one side. It doesn't bother me stitching on it that it's Christmas, so that wasn't really bothered in that. I think it was just more of the fact that I wanted some Easter stitching sort of done and up and on display. So I kind of I've put that to one side. Like I say, I'll go back to that because that is another definite must finish. 100% need that on my wall for Christmas. So I will definitely get round to that one. But yeah, I had a couple of days. So 1, 2, 3, I had about 4 days working on that actually. So I did give it a good go. I think it's a bit deceiving because they're small motifs. I always think that, I'll finish them in no time, and let's be honest, any stitching takes time, doesn't it? It really does. There's no two ways about it. I've said it before, you know, but it's a pleasure. It's meant to be enjoyed, isn't it? There isn't a rush and it doesn't matter. But I do think sometimes it's deceiving how long things do actually take. So, like I say, I am not complaining because I love to stitch. So we did have a new start as well, which is, I just thought as well, I don't think I've got a picture. Haven't got a picture, but you will all know it because it is another animal cracker. It's Stacy Nash and it's Sugar, which I think, was that released at Nashville now? Possibly. Yeah, maybe. I bought it at the Jingle Ball, but never got round to starting it, and I just thought, right, need to make a start. And it's a beast. Apparently it's huge, so it is going to be gigantic. So I've started on the tail, literally just put the dark in, which I think is it's Weeks Dye Works Coal. Yeah, sorry, the thread is a bit of a mess when I start pulling them out. So that's the coal, and then the whitewash. Yeah, whitewash. Weeks Dye Works. Not too sure about the jumper. For anyone that knows, Sugar's wearing a Christmas jumper, which is sort of a greeny type. It's got like a big motif on the front. Don't know whether I love it green. don't know whether to keep it a Christmas jumper. I'm not sure. I'm going to tackle that one further down the road. We're not going to worry about that anytime soon because there is a lot of the other stitching to get done first. So I'm doing it on, well, what I think is a lovely fabric. It is Weeks Dye Works Platinum. So it's just a plain grey. I say plain as in like there's no mottling, because I really like the ones that are all mottled and, you know, different, but this is just an one overall colour, which is lovely, and I thought it'd look really cute with those colours. So I like that fabric choice. Although with the animal crackers, you probably won't actually see an awful lot of the linen. Because obviously once it's all cut round and stitched up together, you won't see an awful lot. So although I'm saying that I love the fabric, you probably won't see much of it. But talking about animal crackers, when I was having my fully finishing afternoon / evening the other day, I decided to try and fully finish nettle. So I had nettle stitched up. I'll just give you a quick, we'll come and talk about this more now. Nettle is getting stuffed with walnut shells. I have run out of walnut shells, which is not great. Hence the reason she's got a clip, is it a clover clip on the bottom of her, keeping a stuffing in place, because she only goes to there at the moment. All of this needs stuffing and sewing up. But this did not go well. This was a big, yeah, it really saddens me. So I love the animal crackers. I absolutely love them. One of my favourites. I do not love stitching them and sewing them together at the end. I have machine sewed them, I've hand sewed them, I've gone back to machine sewing. It is just not my vibe at all. It drives me insane. And this one has just not gone well. So this one was on the sewing machine. I did use the sewing machine again, but she's a mess. Oh, I'm absolutely devastated. It's just not gone. It's not gone well. So that seam there, lovely. That is just gorgeous. That has puckered a tiny bit, not really bothered about that. Here is a disaster. That opened up as I flipped her inside out. That bit of her ear is beautiful, pretty much, not perfect, but you know, it's wonderful. And that bit of her inside ear, again, wonderful. That bit of her inside ear is destroyed. That is a disaster. That has had to be hand sewn when it was the right way around. So it's just same as that there. You can see where it's, oh. Honestly, sometimes you just want to cry, don't you? That has puckered slightly there, and that bit is pretty much perfect. So it's a disaster. Well, it's not a disaster, but it's not good. It's really not good. The only blessing is it's mine. It's going on display. It's probably not really going to get handled much. The stitching has just about survived. But yeah, poor Nettle. She's in a weary old way, aren't you, Nettle? Hey? So, to cut a long story short, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll look at her. She looks like she's going on a washing line. Hanging her out to dry. Sorry, Nettle, let's put you down. I don't like leaving her like that. I'll put her back. Oh, and I've got a mask. So I did stitch a mask. I just haven't done anything with the mask, because I haven't actually read the instructions, which is very much like me. I never really read the instructions and dive in head first and then worry about it as we go. So I don't actually know how you make a mask. I presume she's going to need backing on it. I don't know, but there's enough fabric, and anyway, that's the least of my worries really with poor Nettle. So I don't know what I'm going to do going forwards with the animal crackers. I don't know. It's just heartbreaking, isn't it, when they just don't stitch up very well. I watched Stacy Nash's class at the Jingle Ball, and she hand sews all of hers. She made it look so easy. Even the hand sewing, it was just like, oh, I've watched Katie Strachan, I've watched her video because she made Raven. She's made Raven for her brother, I think, for a Christmas ornament. I've made Raven, I love Raven. I use the machine for Raven, and that actually randomly turned out okay. But I watched her hand sewing, and she's done a really good job, but I don't know. I feel like it's hit and miss. Sometimes I can't even go right with the hand sewing, so I don't know. I don't want to say it's putting me off doing the animal crackers, but it's definitely putting me off finishing the animal crackers. I still love them and I love stitching them, but yeah, it's just a bit sad. So yeah, poor Nettle's in a bit of a state. So I don't know. I need to get more walnut shells anyway, and then we'll figure that out as we go along. So I guess it's something that just comes with practice, but obviously each one you do is like another practice, and then I'm just worried that one day it won't be fixable and I'll end up losing all my stitching as well, and then that will really get to me. That, you know, if it can be saved, I don't mind, but if the stitching's gone, oh no, that will be pure devastation. So I don't know, we'll hang fire on that and see what happens. So what else? I've had another new start. I know what's gotten into me. I just thought, why not? It was Nashville, actually. Nashville is what happened. So this is another with my needle and thread. Nothing that I would normally go for. This is not my, I don't know what my style is, because I do stitch on all kinds of different things, but this one, Home on Quaker Lane with my needle and thread. This was the new release at Nashville, and I just love it. I really, really like this one. Didn't love the fabric, didn't love the red fabric, wouldn't really go with my decor in the house. So I've changed it up completely. So that's what this bag was from for before, when I was thinking about talking about the fabric. So I think if this is the correct bag, I am stitching it on Needle Bling 36 count as usual, and it's called Broom Grass. I think that's an R, Broom Grass. Oh, what a lovely piece of linen. A second time working on Needle Bling now, and I must admit it is glorious. So not following the pattern at all, and well, obviously I'm following the pattern. What I'm talking about, not following the called for colours at all. Of course I'm following the pattern. Am I insane? What else would I be doing, Emma? So this is where, let me get my board. This is where we're up to at the moment. Oh, look at that, and what a shocker. Completely different fabric, completely different floss. So yeah, it's just gonna look, well, hopefully it's gonna look glorious. But yeah, look at that fabric, wowza. You can really see the mottling, can't you, in that? Absolutely stunning. And I am stitching in Au Revoir. I'm going silk. Au Revoir Soldieré. Have I pronounced that right? I really hope so. That one. If you can see that. Is it focusing? Oh, I don't know if it is. if you need to know what it is, I can let you know. But anyway, that is where I've got to so far. So I think that is the whole of the bottom row. It is right the way along. So it will be no wider than that. I'm not sure how tall it's going to be, but so smallish start. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think of the fabric and the thread choice? Nice. It's all going to be the same. It's all going to be in the black. I'm just doing it all the one colour. I just thought it'd really stand out well on that fabric, and it would look really cool in the house as well. It's pointless me stitching on something that I can't use, or, you know, I'd rather have something, if it's going to go on the wall, I'd much rather it be something that would go sort of with the decor. So yeah, I'm thrilled. And like I say, I think the fabric is glorious, absolutely glorious. So I'm really glad that I've started that one. And I think that's pretty much it. So yesterday I did have one more new start, but this isn't cross stitch, so this is embroidery. And if you've been watching my last few episodes, I haven't done an awful lot of embroidery, which is such a shame because I've embroidered now for about 5 years, probably a bit longer. And I love my embroidery. And I normally always have an embroidery project on the go, but I don't know why I haven't lately. And I think I've just had my head full of cross stitching. I haven't done any crocheting for ages. Haven't done any embroidery. I've just been stitching, just been cross stitching. So I thought last night I had a project and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to do a bit of embroidery. I'm going to pull it all out, all my embroidery stuff, and I'm going to sit and embroider. And my gosh, I loved it. It was like a breath of fresh air. Don't get me wrong, I love my cross stitching, but there's something about embroidery that is just so soothing and relaxing, even more so than cross stitching, because you don't have to sit and count and stitch and count and tick off the chart. And yeah, I love it. Like I say, I love it. And love, love, love. But it was just so pleasing to just embroider and enjoy and switch off a bit as well. So let me show you. All my embroidery projects are Nikki Franklin at the Stitchery. From the moment from my very, very first embroidery piece, which was by Nikki, I was hooked. There's just something about her style and the patterns. It's just, if you don't know Nikki and you haven't heard of the Stitchery, then you must go and have a look, because her work is just so beautiful. So beautiful. So this project was actually released in 2024. I didn't buy it then. I was late to the party myself. Do you know, I don't know even know if it was last year. Anyway, whenever it was released, I didn't buy it then and I didn't join in with it then. So I've had it sat in my cupboard, and I don't normally if I've got a project, especially of Nikki's, it's normally being worked on or the next one's in the pipeline to be worked on. I don't have an awful lot of her kits lying around doing nothing. But this one is a little bit unique. So this one is called the Garden Sampler. And I thought, now we're sort of transitioning to spring, summer, I thought this would be a lovely project to work on. Now this was actually released as a sell, so a stitch along. It came with a course, so there was no instructions with this. I will show you in a minute. I'll just sort of explain the background about it before. It's just come as the piece of linen. There was no instructions, nothing's been wrote out, but I've got the recording in my library on Nikki's website, so you can sign in, because she does a lot of online classes and tutorials and things. So it was split into weeks. I have a feeling it was about 17 or 18 weeks, and there was just going to be a bit that you were going to work on each week, and the video was released week by week. So in that video, there's a description. It'll tell you all the threads that are used, all DMC, give you all the colours, and if you've already got loads of stash, then it's perfect. So I literally just pulled all these colours from stash that I had in myself. So you can obviously now, if you decide to do it now, you can work at it at your own leisure. It doesn't have to be week by week. The classes are there for you. So it's just still split into parts. So like last night, I just watched video 1 and work through that section, but now tonight I could go on to video 2. You know, it doesn't matter, it's there for you to view as much or as little as you want. So I will show you, sort of rambling on. So this is the printed linen. So this is how it comes. It's new linen, so a lot of Nikki's stuff is on old vintage linen. This is a new piece of linen, so I just need to fray check all around my edges because it is fraying really badly. It did come with a backing piece of the interfacing, so it makes it a little bit thicker. So it's a printed linen, but you will never see, once you've stitched, you'll never see the printed bits, if that makes sense. So this bit was where we started last night, bang in the middle, in the, is it topiary trees? Have I said that right? The bushes. Let me just get that straight. Still got my hoop lines in it. So there they are. Aren't they adorable? So the big round bushy one in the middle, and then the 2 birds either side, and the little plant pots that they're in with a bow. So they're all made of French knots, which are, I love a good French knot. I do love a good French knot. So they were just so lovely. This is what I mean. I could just stitch away last night, just sat doing as many French knots as my heart needed. It was wonderful. So Nikki's great though. She even explains about how doing like using more strands and doing more French knots in the center sort of brings it out. So if you look sideways, I don't know, it might not, oh it might, I don't know whether it's going to pick it up so you can see. You might not be able to see it on camera actually, how raised it is. I'm not sure, but it is very, very raised, especially in the middle, or you might catch it a bit there. So it really gives it that sort of 3D plump effect, which is just, oh, it's gorgeous. And there's different colours in there to get texture. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I honestly cannot wait to move on to the next section. I can't rate it enough. I've messaged Nikki and asked her, so you can still get this if anyone is interested. It's the garden sampler. She said it's still there. It's still available for anyone that is interested in it. But oh, it's just going to be stunning, absolutely stunning. So at the top there's watering cans and the fence. There's a bit down here that's going to be like the veg garden. I think there's carrots in there. There's all the tools along the bottom. These are all going to be like insects and mini beasts and things. I mean, it looks nothing, does it, when you're looking at a piece of printed linen, but it is going to be gorgeous. And because it's been out for a while, there's loads. I think people have posted their finished ones on Instagram. But yeah, it was just glorious. I enjoyed every single French knot that went into that last night. So yeah, so it was so lovely as well, like I say, to have a change and to go back to the embroidery was just... It was lovely. Like I say, I love my cross stitching, but sometimes I think you have to be so focused that it was nice to just have something easy. So yeah, I can't rate that one enough. So I am really, really looking forward to making a start. And I do need to get back into my embroidery a little bit more. I think I needed to have, it worked when there was always an embroidery project on the go. I felt like I was more tempted to pick it up and continue with it. It's like anything sometimes, isn't it? It's starting, it's getting back into starting again, isn't it? So there we are, one last time. Those gorgeous little trees. So adorable. So I think that's it with the stitching. That is, let me just check my book of days. Yep, that is all, everything with stitching done and complete. How on earth are we already like this far into March? That is really scary, isn't it? My gosh, it's flying by so quickly. So what should we do next? Should we do Nashville haul? Yeah, I did love Nashville. Loved the releases, absolutely loved them. So let's have a little look what Emma's been buying. Well, before we get to Nashville, I was incredibly lucky. The other week somebody was selling some with fine needle and thread patterns on a D-Stash group. And honestly, the moment I see with fine needle and thread, I don't even think I really take in the pattern that much. I think I just see it and instantly sort of say, is this still available? Can I buy it, please? So I bought Spring Fling, which I love. And what I was thinking was, as much as I do quite like the pink fabric, imagine if I do it on the matchy. So I've still got some of that fabric left. So yeah, I think it might possibly have to go on that. Don't think we'll probably get that one done in time now. I don't know whether I'm done now with Easter and spring. I'm not sure. I think what happens is, I think like, that season's like fast approaching, so I've got to get as much stitching done to do with that as I possibly can to get it out on display. And I think that I do that much stitching on that certain theme that then by the end of it I'm like, oh, maybe I'm a bit done with it now. But I don't know, because I love it. I do love it. That one, and I haven't even seen these patterns, so I don't even know when these have been released. 'Tis Spring. 2024. So that's actually not that old. I don't know why I've never seen this one. 'Tis Spring. And that is another beauty. Although it does look like there's going to be some stitching in that house, doesn't it? Houses are always a lot of stitching, aren't they? But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So I was thrilled. So if the lovely lady does watch me here on FlossTube, just know, yes, I think you do. I'm sure you do, don't you? Because when we'd messaged, I think you'd said about how much you enjoy watching my FlossTube, which is lovely. Thank you so much. And thank you for the patterns. Absolutely. I was delighted to be able to get hold of these two. So yeah, they will be cherished and very much stitched. If not this Easter, then definitely in time for next Easter. So yeah, I was really, really lucky to get those. And then I think the rest of it is now stuff that I got from Nashville. So obviously I've got, there's tissue paper. I got Spring Rain and the Quaker, the with fine needle and thread. Both of those were from Nashville. Then let me show you what else I got. Teresa Kogut, Hello Winter, which when she showed, so I did watch her, I think she was on FlossTube, wasn't she, when she showed all the releases. I love this one, absolutely loved it. As soon as she was showing them the designs, I knew this would be one of the books that I definitely wanted. I mean, look at that one. Oh, so cute. So I'm sure, I won't flick through it all because I'm sure you've all seen, oh, look at them. You'll have all seen all of these patterns numerous times. I'm sure many people have been showing them. But yeah, there's quite a few patterns in. Is there 9? Yep, 9 patterns. So there's plenty to keep me busy for winter. Some house type ones. Just being careful not to show the chart. Yeah, there's all sorts, but that's definitely one of my favourites. Oh, and that one as well. There'd be some gorgeous winter pillows, wouldn't they? So that was a must. So that was a definite. Then the proper stitcher. Haven't heard of this designer and haven't had one of theirs before. So it's Hallows Manor. So anyone that knows me knows that I love a good bit of Halloween or anything sort of spooky patterns and designs. So I thought that was lovely. Really like that one. Then I got, oh, obviously the animal crackers. Had to be Pip and Olive. So I'm sure, gosh, majority of us out there have got these, haven't we? Love. Need to start one of these desperately. I mean, look at the pillow as well. Oh, so adorable. And I really like the pillow. I'll definitely stitch the pillow. So there's those 2. Then I got, with Thy Needle and Thread, One Spring Day. Love that. I won't be doing it on blue fabric. That is just personal choice. Again, could be nice matchy with the other one. Don't know, we'll see, but I've got some lovely fabrics anyway. Then I got another one, Cherry on Top, with the big bunny. Love that one. Then I went for Erica Michaels. This spring, the trio. Gorgeous pillows. I wish I'd have done those actually in time for Easter. They'd be lovely. Yeah, I really wish I'd have thought about that and got those done. They're finished lovely, aren't they? I like the bows on them. I do like things with a big bow. Quite partial to a bow. Pantini, the Easter alphabet sampler. Thought that was really cute. Never really stitched a sampler and like letters and things, but I thought with all the little Easter motifs, that is it's rather adorable. Then, oh, this one I adore. So it's the Scullingtons by the Mindful Needle Designs. Not heard of those before either. But Sarah had actually sent me a picture of these. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love them. She was like, as soon as I saw them, Emma, I knew you'd love them. And as well, I'll let you into a little secret. I've got a picture frame that is, it's hard to explain, but it's lovely. So it's a big, long, sort of a long, narrow frame. Well, the back really. And it has 3 circular frames hanging on this back of the main frame. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, please tell me they're gonna fit in my frame. So ironically, I'd never normally do it, I've bought a pattern in the hope that it would fit in a frame that I already had. Normally it's the other way around. Normally I've stitched something up and then going, well, I need a frame, what frame's it gonna fit? But it's gonna look so cool. And I measured them and they will fit, they'll definitely fit. I think there'll be a bit of space around them as well. So I can't wait to stitch those. Absolutely so excited to stitch them, I can't tell you. And Sarah from the Stitchery Sisters, obviously she released all her mice mascot patterns that went down so well at Nashville, and my little model Stitch made it out there in one piece. because I was lucky enough to stitch a piece for Sarah that went out to Nashville. So she's released these mice mascot pendants. So look at them, aren't they adorable? So they're mini, they're little tiny mini mice. But she was selling as well on her website at the moment. She's actually selling the metal pendants. So you get the 3 pendants in the pack. So, oh, I can't wait to do them and put them in their little pendants. Oh, adorable. So I've got those. Yeah. If you haven't checked out Sarah's patterns, head over to her website. Again, I'll try and link everything in the description below. But it is just www.thestitcherysisters.co.uk is her website. So she has, well, for a while now, she's been releasing her own patterns, but she's got all sorts. There's loads of lovely goodness that she's brought back from Nashville as well. So if you haven't had your fill of Nashville shopping, then head over and go and check that out. Yeah, she's got some fab stuff. So that was the last pattern. Then she brought back the linen, the gorgeous linen. So I love the primitive hair. I love her designs and her patterns. And I have bought a piece of linen, and it's Old Salem linen. So I haven't opened it all out yet. The only thing is, this is a 30 count. And I've never, ever used 30 count before. So I don't quite know how I'm going to get on with it. It's obviously, oh, it will be so much kinder on the eyes to see, I'm sure. But I don't know whether I can still, see, I use 1 strand of floss to stitch with, and I don't know whether I can still use 1 strand on a 30 count, or I'm going to have 2 strands. Not too sure, I need to do my research on that one. So yeah, look at that. Oh, the linen looks absolutely gorgeous. Mottling is beautiful. So I do need to pick a lovely design, and I haven't even opened it to see how big it is, so that was quite silly of me. The only other thing I was thinking, now in a couple of FlossTubes ago, I'd mentioned that I was going to start Mirabilia, and all you kind viewers had got in touch saying, oh no, Emma, don't use 36 count of linen, you'll never get the beads to fit. Which I was so thankful for, because obviously I did not think of that one bit. So I was wondering if that would work for that pattern. Obviously I'll have a look, but I can't see why it wouldn't. So that may possibly become, I think it's the Stargazer. Could be the Stargazer, so watch this space. Then, what else did I get? Haven't even took these out of the wrapper, so bear with me. I think it was Tabby Cat linen, I think. Yeah, Tabby Cat linen. Is it Lichen? L-I-C-H-E-N. Not used Tabby Cat linen, so I was thrilled to pick some of this up. Don't know if it's picking it up there. You can see that it's sort of a greeny grey colour. Again, not sure what I'm going to use this for, but I just thought, oh, I might not get the opportunity again here in the UK to get any of this gorgeous linen, so I'm just going to make the most of it while Sarah brought it back. This is another Tabby Cat linen, Pample Mouse, is it? That pinky type one. Oh, they're gorgeous. They look lovely. Again, sorry, I don't know whether, I know linen never really shows good, does it, on camera? So you just have to believe me. Oh, I don't know what these ones were now. I don't know whether, oh bless, she has tagged them all. Sarah is so good. She's put a little tag. It's just because I haven't opened them. There's a little tag inside that she puts on. See there, the little, oh, so they're all 36 count. Oh, it's the new needle bling, so it's ginger snap, which I think there was a Stacy Nash pattern released. Oh my gosh, is it Love the Giver? Is that right? The new one of the new Nashville ones, and she'd use that colour linen. I think that's the right pattern I'm thinking of, but obviously I haven't got the pattern. Didn't really want the pattern, but I did want the fabric because I thought that is an absolutely gorgeous colour. And I've got some of the Stacy Nash gingerbread houses that had been released. They were out at the Jingle Ball as well, and I thought, well, I was hoping that that might be a lovely gingerbread house type of colour. So we'll see. And one last one. I did go a bit mad with the linen, but only because it's really quite difficult sometimes here in the UK to get some of the linen. Especially certain brands as well. Do you know what? I can't find a tag on this one. So I don't know what I've ordered. Oh no, there is. Sarah, you haven't let me down. It was me not looking. It's Fibre on a Whim, and it's Hazelwood. So I don't know whether this is new or oh, it's gorgeous. Well, it made me open it anyway, didn't it, Sarah? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I don't know whether this was a new design, a new colour release, or it's been out for a while, but Sarah brought it back and it was on a website, so it would be rude not to have bought it, wouldn't it? So what I tend to do is I'll buy a good couple of pieces of linen like that and then just pop it away, and then I've got linen in to work from. So when I buy a pattern, I never really look at what linen was used or what it says on the pattern. I'll just sort of go to Stash and sort of think, right, what colours are going to go with that? Well, that's how it works for me anyway. So that is all Nashville. Cool. Yeah, right, giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. I've been here a year. I've reached over 1,000 subscribers. Your continued support and love is just amazing. It fills me with joy. When I started this channel, never in a million years did I think I would be at this stage. And I know people say that, and I know it sounds like, you know, everyone sort of says the same thing, but I honestly thought that if I just have like, I don't know, even 50 subscribers, I was like, oh my gosh, 50 people would want to watch me rambling on and talking about my cross-stitching things that I love and any other crafting things that come along. So honestly, to be here a year on, still absolutely loving what I've done, what I do. You know, Pauline from Sobe Bags was so generous. She sent a bag for me and a bag as a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers, which now, yay, has been claimed, and the lovely lady has received it, and I'm delighted. You know, that was so thoughtful and so kind. I've been asked to be a model stitcher for Sarah, which was just blew my mind. You know, what an absolute honour and opportunity. So what a year it's been. So honestly, so as a thank you back, what I thought would be a lovely gift is I am going to offer a £20 gift voucher for Sarah's website. So that is the Stitchery Sisters website. I will pick a winner and I'll announce the winner on my next episode. But I thought, you know what, a £20 gift voucher, you could go and have a little mooch about and see if there's a nice pattern. Or Sarah sells all sorts of websites, glorious. She's got thread, she's got linen, she's got her own patterns, other patterns, all the other crafty bits and bobs you need. So a £20 gift voucher. So I will draw next episode. I will ask for your, probably for your email and things, and I'll get it sorted with Sarah. All the usual rules and everything. You know what to do. So let's, if you want to enter, let's put the word sisters in your comments. Leave me a comment and write the word sisters for the Stitchery sisters, for Sarah and Nikki, for the Glorious sisters. They're always saying that I'm like their third sister, which is an honour, which I would love to be classed as their third sister if they'd have me. So let's put the word sisters, and I will buy the gift voucher from Sarah and we'll get that sorted for you. So just the word sisters will be lovely. Now, we're sort of kind of getting to the end. So what I'll do is I'm just going to run over the things that I found helpful, or, you know, that's really made my cross-stitching journey a bit easier, or added a few things, you know, just things that I work with and things that I like. Like I say, I'm not going to do a full-on like tutorial video. I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think you're ready to see me doing a tutorial. There's plenty more videos out there for that. But yeah, so I'll just give you sort of an overall rundown of things. So if you're not interested, skip right to the end, go and watch my Easter video, my Easter pictures, and dance along to my theme tune. But if you're staying with me, so like I say, I was an embroiderer. Well, I was a crocheter. Oh, I'm a crafter. Let's just say I'm a crafter. I'll craft away until my heart's content. I crocheted for many years and I embroidered for a long time. And then I don't know how or why I decided to get into cross stitching. I'm not quite sure what happened or how that came about. But I'd met Sean, the periwinkle stitcher, at Nikki's, one of Nikki's classes. So we were on the same course, me and Sean, and we had a fab time, and we were embroidering and stitching, and then I think she must have been talking about cross stitching, and I knew that she was a cross stitcher. Anyway, to cut a long story short, as I decided I was going to go down that route, I thought, well, there was no one better to ask than Sean. So I contacted her and just said, look, I found a pattern I really like. I don't know anything about cross stitching, what I need, what to do, anything at all. Any advice welcome. So her being lovely and wonderful, rang me. We had a brilliant phone conversation. She gave me so much fantastic information. But her words to me were, you need a 36 count linen, you need one strand of thread, you do one strand of thread over 2 crosses, and she told me what needles to buy. So obviously I was instantly like, okay, that's what I need to do. So it was probably a bit crazy starting out, because I know a lot of people have been like, oh my gosh, you started on 36 count linen. But I must admit, I am not an Ada fan. Nothing against Ada, and Ada has probably changed a lot over the years. But what I remember as Ada was not what I wanted my stitching to look like now, should we say. So rewind back a little bit. I actually thought I'd never cross-stitched before, but in recent times I have found 2 cross-stitch patterns. Do not ask me where they come from or how long I've had them. I have no idea. Now this one, I mean, as you can tell, I've had no idea. I've left the edge just raw, just cut and left it in the frame. So, I mean, look at that. You couldn't exactly display that, could you? And look at the back. So I've carried the black threads. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. It's shameful showing you, isn't it? But this is what I mean. I must have started out. I mean, I I literally don't even know whether it was a kit. I've no idea where that's come from. I mean, it's quite cute actually, isn't it? But yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. Well, saying that, the stitching looks all right. But so to me, that is Ada. So the big, it's like, oh, you can hear it. It's crunchy, it's white, it's got gigantic holes. I mean, you can see the holes from here. You know, it is not pretty. And that's the same. So look, you can see, I can see the big crunchy fabric. And I mean, that one, I must have improved slightly because I've actually stuck that Ada down all the way around there. I must have hot glued that down. So but yeah, so I tell a lie. I must have cross-stitched many years ago. But I'm talking like many years ago. Way before Alfie. Like I said, I can't even remember. I vaguely think that might have been a kit, possibly. But I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how I've started. I mean, I think there's knots in the back of that. These look like knots, so I don't know whether I've carried all the threads so you can see. Where was it there? I spotted it. You can see the threads through and the light shines. I mean, it's fine. They're just practice pieces. But my story was, that was what reminded me of Ada. Now, I'm sure nowadays Ada is probably nothing like that vision I have in my mind. But I didn't love it. I didn't love the look it gave. Plus as well, with being an embroiderer, and especially using Nikki's kits, it's always been the most beautiful vintage French linen. So I've just been used to working on that, and I find it lovely. I love that texture it gives. I love the fact that it's rustic and you get like slubby bits in the linen, and yeah, I'm all over that. I know it's not for everyone and I completely understand that, but I love that and I'm fine with it. It doesn't all have to look even, or you know, there are bits maybe where a cross is a little bit bigger. That is fine. I love it. And like I said, I think probably that stems from more of the embroidery background. It's like stitching in hand, like that blows my mind. Whoever stitches in hand, are you a wizard? Like that is crazy. I don't understand how anyone can do that. It blows my mind. So I have to have my fabric tight, very tight in a hoop. It's what I'm used to. It's what I've done with my embroidery. So I was exactly the same when it comes to cross stitching. So I knew straight away I'd never be stitching in hand, although it looks incredible. And honestly, I take my hat off to anyone who can do that, because it does look fantastic. But no, I knew that it would have to be a hoop for me. So over this past year, I have tried numerous different hoops and things. So I've tried the Q-snap, which I thought I really loved. So obviously these just slide. It's got the 4 around the side. That's your plastic frame. You just put your linen over it and then they clip on around the edge and you can pull to tighten it. I still can't get it that tight, and I will pull it and it just, I don't know. I like it and I like holding the Q-snap, but it's just, I don't know, for me, it just doesn't keep it tight enough. I feel like it slips a lot and I always feel like I'm trying to pull them, and it worries me that I'll distort the fabric. So I do like it. They are very easy to use and obviously easy to sort of whiz off and move your fabric. For me, I don't feel that it keeps it as tight as I like it. But saying that, I find it very easy, especially this size, which I'm not actually sure what size that one is. I find it very easy to hold. It's not overly heavy. I do like it. It just doesn't hold it quite tight enough for me. Then I purchased the Nerge. So the Nerge plastic, you'll have seen these. They're this sort of like, well, squoval, aren't they? Square with the rounded corners. Again, they do many different sizes. This one is, doesn't say. Oh, it says there, it says, oh, it's number 3. This is the Nerge number 3, which again is quite a nice size, nice, fine to hold, not overly heavy. Look, to me, that's very loose. And I do feel with that, like it's as tight as it'll go, but it will not let me, I try and sort of tease the fabric up and then try and tighten it again, but I don't know. It's not the worst, but it definitely still doesn't hold it quite as tight as I would like it. Again, this is just preference. Some people won't be bothered. I like it drum tight. I work well with that. It suits me. So I've gone back to the Nerge wooden hoops. I've always used these for my embroidery. They do them in loads of different sizes. Again, this is a number 5. Hello. Quite a good size. Again, quite easy to hold. I've got some of the smaller ones. I like the smaller ones for the embroidery that I do as well. This is just, I don't know, it tightens lovely. Nerge definitely, to me, is the best brand. There are many others. There are many, many others on the market. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these. Yeah, everything here I've bought, I've paid for. I've not been asked to talk about them. Just to make that clear. They are things that I genuinely love and that I have chose to use. There are cheaper, and don't get me wrong, I've definitely had the cheaper wooden ones in the past. The wood's not the same quality. They're not the same quality. You need to tighten it. It'll do the job and it's fine. Like if you're fine having that, it's just, if you did want to invest and in the best one that you could possibly buy, for me is these. Like everything about it, it's just a little bit more quality. Like they're very soft wood. There's not any sharp scratchy bits on them. They work well. I'm just going to lower that camera a little. Sorry if that was a bit wobbly. I feel like I'm stretching up to you there. So to me, it's a Nerge hoop. Every day of the week is a Nerge hoop. Keeps it super tight. Like I say, I can't rate those anymore. So they're my go-to. That's my main thing. So that's hoops. Needles. So when I spoke to Sean, she said I need a 26 and a 28 tapestry needles, and it's the Bowen needles that I use. So again, I just took that information in and I was like, right, I've got to get these needles. They were quite tricky to find, although saying that, I've just Googled this morning as well, Sarah sells them. So they're on Sarah's website and they're gorgeous. They're in tiny, she sells them in sort of like a little glass test tube bottle, they look like. They're adorable, the jars that they come in. To me, they're the best. Now I use Bowen embroidery needles. All my needles have always been Bowen. Now again, there's probably a million more needles out there. It's just that is what I'm used to and that's what I like to work with, and they've never let me down. They are really lovely needles. I mean, they're not overly expensive. The ones that are on Sarah's website at the moment are £4 in the little glass jar. Like I said, I've got a 26 and a 28. So I think the 28 has just got the wider eye at the top. It's a little bit thicker. Is it the 28 that's a bit thicker? I can't remember. Is it the 26? But I've got both of them and there's not much difference between them. And I'll use either. It doesn't really bother me. Whatever's there, I'll pick up either and use them. So that's needles. you know I'm a linen stitcher, 36 count. It's just what I'm used to. It's just, I think because I started on it, I know no different. Do I struggle to see the holes? Yes, completely. Hence the reason I'll talk in a bit about lighting and glasses. I do struggle. There's no way I'd be able to do anything higher. So if you're not aware, the lower the count of fabric, the bigger your project. So if I went down to say a 30, the holes are going to be bigger, so it'll be easier for me to see, but the project will be bigger. So if I go up, like some crazy people stitch on a 46 count or higher, the holes will be smaller, so the project will be smaller. I'm only saying that because I'm sure some of you are well aware, you know, you've probably been at this many more years than me, but I just found it useful for when I was starting out because I wouldn't have known any of this information. Scissors. So I use one strand of floss. So I literally will pull all the floss apart. So I use one strand over 2 crosses. So I use, I'm not sure what the method is. When you stab, you pierce. So you have a tail coming out at the front. I pierce down that and then come up 1 cross, go back down, come up the diagonal, go back down, and then I snip off that little tail and then fill in the cross the other way. So whatever that method is called, that is how I start my cross stitching. So I need a real sharp pair of scissors to get that little tail off so that you can't see it on the front of your project. I would absolutely love a pair of Kohanas. That would be my dream one day, I think, to own a pair of Kohanas. They look amazing and I'm sure they are so super sharp. But yeah, they're definitely an investment piece, though, should we just say. So at the moment, these beauties have been my go-to. So these are called, well, they're on Sarah's website. Again, other places I'm sure sell them. It's just that I got them from Sarah and I've Googled today and I know they're on there. They're called Cotton Candy Embroidery Scissors. So I don't know whether Cotton Candy is the make but they've got the safety cap. Oh, and that's them. They are wonderful. They are so sharp. They're definitely the sharpest pair that I've seen, and in that price, like they're £10.95 on Sarah's website. I can't rate them enough. I've tried a lot of scissors and none have come close to those. They're probably the only scissors, well, they are the only scissors I would use now for cross stitching. Like I say, until maybe one day I can invest in a pair, but they are wonderful. They're so sharp. They get right in close to cut the tail off. And I love the fact that they've got the cap. So like I say, they could well have them on other websites. It's just I've checked this morning and they are there on Sarah's website now. Glasses. Obviously I wear glasses. I wear varifocals. So I do need a little bit of help long distance, like looking further afield, and close up for me as well. So the varifocals, I've got a bit of both, but it's still not enough. I could not just wear my glasses for cross stitching, not on a 36 count at all. So I always have to have a magnifier. Now I know a lot of lamps have a magnifier on them as well. I don't use that only because I feel like I wouldn't want that magnifier there I don't know, I want to be looking at my stitching. I know that sounds really silly. I don't want to be looking through something down and then at my stitching, and then I'd be hitting the magnifier and oh no, it's just that wouldn't work for me. If it works for you, then that's brilliant, but I wouldn't like working through something like that. So I have got these fantastic, I mean, it looks like I'm about to perform some kind of surgery. these glasses, and these are now absolutely ruined. They were, I think they were even my brother's. I think he'd give them to me. But it's got a light. So there's two different settings and then it turns it off. So there's a light there. These, the lenses, literally just click in. And it comes with a box of all different strengths. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lenses. So I think it starts at a 1. Yeah, it starts at, there's a 1, a 1.5, a 2. Are these possibly a 2.5? Yep, 2.5 and a 3.5. So you get all of those. I am pretty sure as well, because I did have a look and I think these are on Amazon. I'm sure as well it comes with it comes with a charger, so you can actually charge them and it will charge the light up. And you know what? The light is not bad. Like in an emergency situation, you know, if you didn't have your big light with you or you just needed something, it's a decent light it gives you. So that is, if you can see that, that is the make. Again, I'll pop these in the description. Again, there's probably a million of glasses that are like this, and you can probably buy them from many different places as well. It's just that I know that these are on Amazon. So I'll pop the little description below for those. Right, I'm going to speed things up. I've just got a notification on my phone that I've got 20% battery left. Oh no! So hopefully we'll make it through the rest of this video. Lights, quickly, lights. So I've got 2 stitchy spots. In the day, I sit in an upright chair and I have a big lamp next to me, which is called daylight. That's the make of it. I'm going to put a few pictures on the screen now so you can see. So it's a huge, big uplight, sort of a stand-in floor one. The light comes over, you tap the end of the light and then you actually twist the button at the end and it goes, it sort of dims or brightens. That is hands down one of the best lights I have ever bought. I was really fortunate. Our Hobbycraft was closing down, which was not, that was unfortunate, but I got it at a really good price. But they are on Hobbycraft's website at the moment and they are £125. Don't know whether you can buy them anywhere else or if they're any cheaper, but it's amazing. I could not be without that light. Then of an evening, I'm on a recliner on a sofa and I've got another light that is next to me, but that one actually attaches to the table. So it clamps onto the table next to me. Again, it's got like the 2 arms, it comes over, and on each arm, there's 2 lights. So there's like a strip on one arm and then a strip on the top. And again, I'll put some pictures on. There's a button at the side and you can tap just to have one of the lights on, or to have them both on. And again, the brightness and the dim. So you can put them up and down, so it can go really bright, can go really low, and there's different shades of lighting with that one. So for someone that prefers like a cool, bright light or sort of a warmer tone, that one's wonderful. Now that one, again, my brother gave me that one. It's Medicus. I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm so sorry. I'll either pop it on the screen or I'll put it in the description. I don't know if you can still buy them. I don't know where he got it from, but that one is really good as well. That is fantastic. And just one last thing. So I think that's covered everything. My lights, my glasses, my needles, my linen. For anyone starting out or knowing anyone starting out on the cross-stitching journey, I cannot recommend this book anymore. It's called Witchy Stitching and it's by the Witchy Stitcher. Who's Meg Black, who I love her designs anyway. But even if you are not hugely into her patterns, at the front of the book, just quickly, she goes through everything. So she talks about fabric, but it goes on about Aida, even weave, linen. Then she talks about threads, but there's pages of it, all, even like the DMC, like all like different ones you can get, variegated hand-dyed thread. She talks about needles. Oh, honestly, there is so much. Scissors, hoops and frames. There is so much information in this book. Other useful accessories, the things that she thinks that you might find useful. If I'd had that when I was starting out on my cross-stitching journey, it would have been so helpful. It's wonderful. Like I say, there may be other books that do the same. I just so happen to love her patterns, and I was getting the book the instant that came out anyway. But yeah, like I say, it has got some really useful information in the front. So that's it. I'm done and dusted. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. If you've made it through this far, you deserve a medal. In fact, no, you deserve an Easter egg. Go and have a treat. I'm going to run all my Easter pictures. I'm going to play the theme tune, my song, heading out. Go and enjoy, have a dance along. Thank you so much for sticking with me and liking and subscribing and telling other people about me. It means everything. So thank you so much, the FlossTube community. And I'll see you soon. Bye.
Down at Rose Cottage, there's magic in the air. Emma's got her needles, her threads, her crafty flair, with a hoop in her hand and a smile so wide. She's calling y'all to join the Flossy tribe. Rose Cottage creates where the stitches come alive. Threads of joy, oh, they'll make your heart thrive. So grab your floss, come laugh, come play, be part of the tribe, start stitching today. There's roses on the windows and laughter in the breeze. Emma's crafting wonders as easy as you please. From cross-stitch stars to a quilted parade, every thread she weaves is a memory made. Rose Cottage creates where the stitches come alive. Threads of joy, oh, they'll make your heart thrive. So grab your floss, come laugh, come play, be part of the tribe, start stitching today. Whether you're a pro or just learning the ropes, Emma's got the patterns, the laughs, and the hopes. With every stitch, a little dream sewn tight. Rose Cottage shines like a beacon of light. Rose Cottage creates where the stitches come alive. Threads of joy, oh, they'll make your heart thrive. So grab your floss, come laugh, come play, be part of the tribe, start stitching today.